Okay. Okay. That's working. See if I can actually start a fucking stream without having a bunch of background noise. I'm talking to myself. I always have a bunch of background noise when I start my streams until I figure out where it's coming from. Let's see. There we go. There's that. Let's see. Man, people in here early. Okay, there we go. There's that. Man, people in going on early. Guys in the there we go. Chat section there. General, boys from D, Gate City, General, Vodka Drinker, General. I'm convinced, man, that you are like there, General, setting. What's up, John? That you're setting Vodka Drinker, eagerly waiting. Convinced, man, that me or Catfish to start a live stream. What's up, John? That you're bam. As soon as I push start, you're there. Convinced, man, that me or Catfish, man, you're good at setting. Okay, is there any bam? As soon as I push start, I don't hear any. For me or good, so maybe there is none tonight. Maybe I'm actually gonna start a damn stream with no background noise. So would that not be amazing? Maybe I'm actually gonna start a damn John Brooks. You always hit that no background noise. So would that not be amazing? Maybe I'm actually gonna start a damn John Brooks. You always hit that like switch it over to my would that not be amazing? Maybe I'm actually gonna start a damn John Brooks. You always hit that like switch it over to my would that not be amazing? Maybe. John Brooks, you always hit that like switch it over to my would that not be amazing? Maybe. John Brooks, you always hit that like switch it over to my would that not be amazing? Maybe. John Brooks, you always hit that like switch it over. There we go. Maybe. That's pretty right there, isn't it? That's some pretty hair. I just got out of the shower too. That's pretty right there, isn't it? That's some pretty hair. I just got out of the shower too. That's pretty right no, there. I'm not. That's pretty. Am I really, John? I just got Brooks? Out of the shower too. Cause I don't hear it. Right no, I'm not. That's pretty. Am I really, John? I just got Brooks? Out of the shower too. What I don't hear it. No, I'm not. Mute that. Am I really? How about now? Is that better? What's up, President Saad? You guys are fucking with me. You gotta be. You guys are getting good at fucking with me. I know that. Okay. John Brooks is the only one I trust to not fuck with me in a situation like this. So anyway, what's up, boys and girls? I just finished watching was it Marty and, I don't know, Marty and somebody on ESPN or SEC Network. One of those two SEC/ESPN entities. And it was pretty good. They showed the boys paintballing, and Jeremy said something about, okay, Flint. Jeremy said something about the NCAA didn't like the fact that the Vols were playing paintball on the practice field. Now I don't know. He didn't elaborate. I don't know if it was because they were on the practice field or because they were playing paintball or what. I don't know what the deal was there because, like I said, he didn't elaborate. What's up, Aaron? So I have a amendment to make to all of the million high school football fans out there. I was talking about a scrimmage that was going to happen this Friday at Farragut between Greenville and Farragut. Hang on. Now much better. That is actually going to be Wednesday. And yeah, General, the NCAA can get effing over it. I'm not going to say the word one time tonight. Not once am I going to say it. No, General, I don't need a F-bomb count because you'll just F with me anyway. I did say F a few times already, didn't I, before I said I wasn't going to say it anymore. Anywho, waiting on Carter to call me here. He should be calling any second now. Oh, so what's going on in your end of the world, Vodka? Vodka, I may be headed in your direction. I'm not sure. The F count 0. There you go, General. It's going to stay right there. National Communist Against Athletes. That's appropriate. I can go with that. That's a good question, Flint. Do they serve upside down cake at Wonderworks? I've never been in that place. What's up, boys from D? That's a fact, Aaron. That is a 100% absolute fact. I wonder if this thing actually works. It does work. This pop filter does actually work. How about that? So it's not just a money gimmick that some genius came up with to drain media types out of their money. Been hit by it a zillion times. What did I miss there? Yeah, boys from D, I don't know who isn't ready for the season to start. It's antsy time right now. We got us high school fans. We've got what 7, 8, 9, 10 days till it starts for us, and then that gives add 7 more to that for football, and then 9 to that for Tennessee football. So it's here, and then I think it's 2 weeks later that the NFL starts. I think. What would bring me down your way? Vodka Drinker asked. Well, a vehicle to start with. Me and Carter got some. Me and Carter have some training we need to do, and we've decided that we're not having much luck doing it in separate places. So we've got to get together. I've got to deliver some audio, video, I guess, equipment to him from Billy. And so I'm going to take a chance in this so-called vehicle of taking it to him. And we'll see how that turns out. That sounds like a plan, Aaron. Definitely need to get down. Like I said, I've never been in that place. It looks cool. Wonderworks. What exactly is the premise behind that place? I mean, what when you go in there, what's the deal? Do we get to walk upstairs upside down and backwards, or do we get to see naked women upside down? What's up, Richard Gash? Speaking of upside women. When is that, Vodka? Because I have to be back next Tuesday because of a speaking engagement that Billy has up here in Greenville that I'm, what's the word? I don't know what the word is that I'm going to be the middleman on. Cool. Do you have an upside down roller coaster in there? That would be some shit right there. An indoor upside down roller coaster. Bring it on. Greenville High School, Flint. I set this up with him not long after he came on board with Volunteer Roadshow. Asked him if he would do it, and he said he'd love to. So from that point, I went to the coach. He said love to, and nailed down the specifics a couple of weeks ago and confirmed, reconfirmed, and etched in stone those specifics about an hour ago. So we're good for next Wednesday. It's going to be on Wednesday because the team plays on Thursday, and Wednesday, the day before the game, is always the Greenville walkthrough, and that's when they have their uh, devotional from this outstanding preacher. I don't know if he's a preacher, pastor, father, padre, one of those religious connotations of a very important man that talks in front of congregations. That guy, too, is cool, by the way. Are you going to see me at PAL? I don't know. Are you going to be there? I'd love to see the Vols ride bikes through the tee on that game. I'd like to see them all ride unicycles. Wouldn't that be cool? A cow tipping part 3. Okay. Well, wait till I find my next girlfriend. And we'll do it. A two-legged cow is a whole lot easier to tip over than a four-legged cow. What's going on, Mr. ACP Carter?
Just sitting there hanging out, getting ready to talk to these DVD fanatics.
Yeah. So how's the volume out there in Viewerville on Carter? Because I've got him right up against the mic to where hopefully we both have about the same volume level. Of course, now I can control that with that thing on the side of my phone that says volume. But so talk up, Carter.
Hey, City Blue Devil, my man, what's up? First things first. Hey, I'm gonna let Keith give you my phone number, man. I'd like to talk to you on the phone sometime, if that's okay.
I don't see that being a problem, knowing Flint. Flint's a pretty sweet dude and a pretty cool dude. And he said, yeah. So there we go. Coming into this live stream tonight, Carter, with zero plan whatsoever. So we're literally going to be winging it for the next hour. Did you have anything in mind to talk about specifically, or are you on board with? Well, we have no choice but to wing it. So, you got anything on top of your noggin you want to get off your chest?
Well, there's one thing I thought about last night that I would like to talk about, and I kind of want your opinion. You know, a couple other guys' opinions. I've noticed on I don't know if any of you guys out there are on the Tennessee Facebook, the ones that are Tennessee fans, if y'all are on the Ball for Life Facebook group, and I know you are, Keith, and they're pretty crazy on there, in my opinion. You know, if you say one wrong thing about Tennessee, they'll boot you, say you're not a real fan, you know, all that crap. But I've noticed a lot of them are posting pictures of like just Tennessee, and they were talking about Jalen Hurd because he had his first preseason game with the 49ers, and they were posting pictures like VFL Jalen Hurd had a good game and this and this and this. And I just don't think I don't think he should be called a VFL. I don't think at all.
Ooh, good question. I didn't know that's where you were going with that. Good question.
Because here's the thing. Look, I understand that the situation with him was pretty bad, and Butch did him no favors, and all this and all that, and I kind of don't even blame him for leaving. But here's the thing, man. He wants nothing to do with Tennessee. He doesn't want to be associated with Tennessee. You know, when if he's on Monday Night Football, I'm going to tell you right now, once he says his name, he's not going to follow it up with the University of Tennessee. He's a Baylor guy. At the end of the day, like I said, he doesn't really care for Tennessee anymore. He doesn't, and I don't think we should associate him as a Ball for Life. Maybe as a former player, but you know, he's not a VFL in my opinion.
That's a very legit observation, Carter. I was in a live stream last night with let's see, some NFL guys, and they mentioned they mentioned him or I mentioned him, and I called him a former Vol, not a former VFL, a former Vol. And it's perfectly legit, in my opinion, to call him a former Vol because he was a Vol for a while. But I agree, man. That's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up. And I am curious the opinions in the chat room. The hell no, he's not a VFL. If anything, he's a what do you call him? He's be more than a quarter VFL. He's like a half VFL, or not even L, just half VF. I don't know.
Like,
And
let's be honest here.
yes, I know, General. There's no count tonight. Go ahead, Carter.
Well, let's be honest here. You know, players play 3 years and they're gone. I don't have a problem with that. Because at the end of the day, you got to think these young guys that come in to college, they're just trying to get to the place that can get them to the NFL.
Yep.
That's the main thing. They're not like us as fans. You know, they don't just care about, I want to go to college and play at the University of Tennessee. They do, but they want to get to the NFL as quick as they can, in any way they can. I guarantee you right now, if the NFL allowed players to just play 1 year and then go to the league, we'd have a lot of 1 year players. All of college football would, for the most part.
Well, here's a question for you, and I've never paid attention to it. What about the guys that go 4 years at Tennessee, graduate, and then they take the transfer to Florida? At that point, are they still VFLs? Because they graduated from here.
That's tough, man. That's
yeah.
Tough. I feel like if you go to Florida, though, then you're not really much of a Vol for life, in my opinion.
Right, I get it. For some reason, that's the name that came up.
Well, if you go to like TCU or a Stanford or somewhere, I still say you are. It was basketball, but Rolando Woolridge, Swiper boy, played 4 years at Tennessee, did a 5th-year transfer to USC, and he's still orange. He's still a Vol for life. He loves Tennessee. I don't even hear him talk about USC. So.
Yeah, but the one prime example that I can think of in the NFL in that department would be Russell Wilson. I've never paid attention to what he says, like on Monday Night Football, but he played
NC State.
4 years at NC State and then transferred to Wisconsin. And like I said, I've never noticed, but I wonder how many people even know that he went to NC State. I mean, he could have been a professional baseball player if he wanted to. He was another one of those outstanding athletes that come along every now and then.
Well, look at Cam Newton. He goes to Auburn. He goes to Florida. Then he transfers to that Bliss. I think it's Blinn or Bliss. I forget what it's called. That college out in Texas, JUCO. He went JUCO for a year. And then he goes to Auburn for 1 year, wins the national championship, wins the Heisman. He's gone. The guy played 1 year at Auburn, and he's like, when you think about Auburn great players, him and Bo Jackson are the two. Bo Jackson played there for, I don't know if he had played all 4 years, but he definitely played 3. And you got Cam Newton over here, one and done.
Well, his situation is different because didn't he get kicked out of Florida? Isn't he the guy that threw the laptop out the window or some shit like that?
I believe so.
He got in some kind of trouble and got booted. So whoever he's claiming, which set he's claiming doesn't matter to me because he was a troublemaker. And not that, look, a lot of kids get themselves in trouble and have to go to JUCO and, i.e. Last Chance U. So I'm not talking anything negative about him getting in trouble. God knows I've been given 45 chances. So I don't know what to think about Cam. I think of him, as a Auburn player, a former Tiger.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely do. I was just saying, one and done. So.
Uncle Lou says Bo played 4 years, still don't come close to Herschel. I don't know about all that. I can understand you feeling that way, Uncle Lou. Yeah, back then, you're old enough, Uncle Lou. You probably remember, and I know Flint does, and Vodka Drinker. Back then in the 80s, could you leave after 3 years and go to the NFL? I don't even remember. I've slept since then.
I believe you could. I think you can.
I'll look at.
Herschel Walker did. He played, what, 1980, 81, 82, then he was gone.
I don't know. Like I said, I've slept since then. You know my memory.
Well, yeah, Herschel Walker was a freshman in 1980. And 1982 was his last year at Georgia, so he was, he played 3 years.
Well, you and Uncle Lou might have a debate on that one. He's saying you had to stay 4 years. Oh, he said, okay, that makes sense. He said that's why he went to the USFL.
Ah,
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. The Generals,
Gotcha.
wasn't he a New Jersey General? I believe.
Yeah, he was on Donald Trump's team.
God.
Donald Trump was in love with him. I watched that 30 for 30.
General says he wasn't alive, but thought he was 4. Go ahead, Carter. You were starting to say something there.
Well, that whole debate, Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, I think they're both phenomenal players, both phenomenal athletes. I think Bo, I know he's probably going to disagree, but Bo to me was the better athlete. I mean, the guy played Major League Baseball and NFL, and I'm not saying Herschel couldn't, because he probably could. I mean, he was a freak of nature.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in the MMA at like 40 years old, whipping ass. So
I think that question boils down to who you ask, whether the person you ask is a Auburn fan or a Georgia fan. I think there would be very few Georgia fans that would say, let me put it to you this way. I think there's probably more Georgia fans. Have I got this right? You have to forgive me here. My wheels are spinning right now. There's more Auburn fans that would say Herschel was better than there are Georgia fans that would say Bo is better. Did that come out right?
Right. Yeah, and I've heard the debate from different sides, and one thing that a lot of people will say is that Georgia had a much better team than Auburn did in those days. So
that's
I don't know.
Even debatable.
I know Herschel has more yards, and he only was there 3 years. I get it. I just, it's hard to argue that. Stats speak for themselves.
Yeah. What's up, Space Mountain?
Herschel Walker was definitely the better college running back for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What's up, Space Mountain? What's up, Jamal Stevens? What's up, Squiddy? And what's up, Uncle Lou, by the way? Yeah, I don't think many people would argue with that. A lot of people will argue the athlete debate, but look, Bo Jackson was a freak of nature in his own right. Who besides him and Deion Sanders have done what those two have done in baseball and football?
There's been a few, but I can't think of any others.
I can't think of one. A vodka drinker might be able to remember some, or Flint. Those are two guys around my age.
When you think about the greatest running backs the SEC's ever had, I'm not trying to get back into this, but you got to put, I definitely say Herschel 1, Bo 2, then maybe Emmitt Smith 3.
There's no arguing 1 and 2 as far as, yeah, you can argue which one's 1 and which one's 2, but there's no arguing who the top 2 are. Beyond that, there could be an argument. I don't know about Emmitt Smith. I remember him playing at Florida, but I don't remember it even being. Fred Taylor, to me, was a better running back at Florida than Emmitt Smith. To me, and there may not be another human agree with that.
I'm just going off that Sports Illustrated book that come out like a year or 2 ago, the greatest of the SEC, and they had Emmitt at 3, and of course not one Tennessee, which I'm not going to get into that. But there's not a single Tennessee player in the top 10, which
surprising.
I don't even know who would be our greatest running back of all time. Maybe I know Travis Henry has got the most yards all time. Stevens has the single season record.
Yeah, that's definitely a debate. A lot of people are going to say Chuck Webb was, even though his career was cut short.
Yeah,
a lot of people will say Reggie Cobb was. There, see, Space Mountain chimed in right as I was saying it.
I think Jamal was pretty good, but he got hurt too much.
Yeah, he was definitely. Well, of the ones we just named, he definitely had the better pro career.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
He's
mean,
in the
it's
Ravens Ring of Honor. He won a Super Bowl.
not even close.
I think he had a. I know he had a 2,000-yard season, and that's pretty rare in the NFL. There's only like so many guys that have had 2,000-yard rushing seasons in the NFL.
Was that was with the Ravens, of course, wasn't it?
Yeah, with the Browns.
Yeah. Who else did he play for?
That's it.
Just
Ravens,
those two
Browns.
teams?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then at one time he had the single season rushing record for a game. Single game rushing record, I'm sorry. But it got broken, I think, by Adrian Peterson or something.
Oh, it's getting personal. It's getting personal in the chat box now. They're rating greatest YouTubers of all time. Where's Carter in that list? Damn it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm even in the top 100 there, brother.
Yeah, I'm not even going to touch that one. Website said Herschel Walker is the best player, and that's all. That's still be bias. Okay, I know you didn't mean that to come out like that. What's up, Hoss? Yeah, and Hoss needs to be in that best YouTuber argument. Hey, some of these young guys, and not even young, but some of these guys that haven't been around YouTube don't remember a lot of the real greatest YouTubers.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of like the OG, though. You've been around since the longest, so I don't know where that puts you.
Yeah, my time has come and gone. I'm not even in the top 10 anymore. Let's see. Herschel number 1 on any graded. Oh, of course. Uncle Lou, that goes without saying. Is Peyton
the greatest college player list ever made? So you're saying he's the greatest player of all time in college football?
Yeah, I read that wrong. Any. There's the word, any. I would say on most. And that's not saying that I agree with that. That's saying that most lists of the greatest college football players have Herschel at the top.
I think it's debatable.
Oh, yeah. Well, anything's debatable.
He's definitely the greatest running back in the SEC's ever had. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he's the greatest college running back ever. I don't know that.
Me neither. There's a lot of awful great college running backs that didn't get to play 3 years or 4 years or even 2 or even 1. It's been a lot of them.
Captain Tripp said Herschel sucked on The Apprentice.
Jamal says Volunteer Roadshow needs to get Bill Bates and Herschel Walker. Now, there's no question he'd get Bill Bates. Hell, he might already have him as far as that goes. Herschel might be a stretch, even for Catfish. I don't put anything past that man as far as getting people to come on the show, but Herschel might be a stretch. Now, I'm not going to say he couldn't do it. Hell, I still think he may get Jeremy Pruitt before it's all said and done.
Uncle Lou says Tebow is greatest college quarterback of all time. Maybe. I think he's the greatest SEC quarterback of all time.
Man, that hurts.
I mean, who would be number 1?
I don't know. I'm not getting in this argument again. I just kind of like your Florida thing. I can't rank him as number 1. I just can't do it. I'm not saying Peyton is. I mean, yeah, I don't
think you can put Peyton as number 1. There's too many other quarterbacks that have won national championships that have also had great stats.
Yeah, but you're talking about. I mean, why? Archie Manning never won a national championship, and he's going to be on that list.
Yeah, he ain't going to be number 1 now.
He would be in some people's eyes, some Ole Miss fans.
Yeah, okay, Ole Miss fans.
Yeah.
Ole Miss fans are more to put Eli up front of him.
I don't know. Them old school guys, I know Eli was a better quarterback, quote unquote better quarterback there. But I mean, well, okay, if let me rephrase that, legend. You know, there's nobody more legendary at Ole Miss than Archie that I can think of. Maybe just because of what happened to him, Chucky Mullins. You know that deal, right?
Yeah, I know that deal.
Yeah.
That was before. That was after. That was way after Archie played.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
But he might get legendary status just because of what happened. Just like Inky in some VFL's eyes, you know, Inky will get legendary status even though his on field prowess doesn't warrant even all SEC, you know, or even close, really. Maybe not even all time UT.
Well, you know, the thing about Peyton is that NFL resume he's got. That makes him, you know.
That makes up for a lot of stuff that didn't happen in his college career. But to me, this is just me, my opinion. I'm curious what yours is, Carter, because I don't think we've ever discussed this. When you're talking about, we'll just go with greatest SEC quarterback since Tebow was mentioned.
Okay.
What does what they did in the NFL have to do with them being a great college quarterback?
No, I don't think it should at all.
Okay,
so
we
it's
agree.
what they did in those 3 to 4 years they played in college.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. I mean, think about it, man. You've got great college quarterbacks that have won the Heisman that never did a damn thing in the NFL.
Charlie Ward is always my first example of that. But yeah, I agree. There's just some people out there that think that, you know, I've seen lists where part of the criteria is what they did in the NFL. I think, in fact, I may be wrong, but I think there's some kind of criteria at UT as far as getting your number or your jersey retired. It's got to do with what you did in the NFL, and I think that's horseshit.
I can't believe. I mean, that's.
I mean, somebody can double check me on that, but I'm pretty sure because there was a discussion about this on either the Sports Animal or Sunday Sports or one of them two things that I watch and listen to.
Then why is Johnny Major's number retired? It ain't retired for being a coach. It's retired for being a player.
And it's not retired for anything he did in the NFL. Either.
He didn't do anything in the NFL.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. He didn't do anything in the NFL. That's why.
I don't see how that's part of the criteria.
Man, I'm telling you, it is somewhere in there on one of those damn lists because I couldn't believe it when I heard it. The first thing that popped in my head is what the F does what they did in the pro have to do with, you know? But maybe that's just some sort of criteria somebody came up with to give. I don't even know where I'm going with that. It's just stupid in my opinion. But I don't make the criteria list there or anywhere else. But these top 10 lists, top 5 lists, top 100 lists, whatever lists are always going to be biased depending on who does them, and they're always going to be argumentative. That's the point I think of making them.
Yeah, I believe you're right. You know, I love Peyton Manning, man. I love him to death, but I don't think he's the greatest NFL quarterback of all time, and I don't think he's the greatest college quarterback of all time.
I'll agree with that.
I hate to say it, but I think Tom Brady is going to be the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Peyton's records.
That's like the greatest NFL. Getting back to kind of what we were saying, what the criteria for being the greatest NFL quarterback of all time, that would be like adding what they did into college into it. Tom Brady didn't really, to my memory, do shit in college at Michigan. Comparatively, I know he didn't. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been a 500th round draft pick or whatever he was out of that great class of quarterbacks. Wasn't he the last one selected?
Yeah, I mean it was. Yeah, I think T. Martin was picked in front of him.
Well, they were in separate class, of course.
No, they weren't. They were the same year.
T. Martin and Tom Brady.
Yes.
Why am I thinking of Ryan Leaf and Peyton Manning? I know those two were in the same class.
Yeah, and Brady and T. Martin were in the same class.
So one of those two sets of two was in a list of what was considered one of the greatest group of college quarterbacks ever assembled in the draft. It was either Peyton and Ryan and the rest of those guys, or hell, it couldn't have been T because he wasn't even that great of a damn quarterback.
No, but they did a documentary. It was called, I forget what it was called, but they were talking about all the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of Brady, and Martin was one of them in the 2000 NFL draft.
I'm gonna have to look that up when we get done here, because
well,
there was like 6 quarterbacks. Drew Brees might have even been one of them that were listed all together in the same draft class, how they were ranked or how they were picked, and it had to be the damn Brady class because he's always the example of being the one picked last. So I guess,
like I said, there's a documentary about it, and I forget what it was called, but it was about Tom Brady and a bunch of other quarterbacks that were drafted ahead of him.
Well, I want to see who the other quarterbacks were that were drafted ahead of him that year. And vodka drinker, that's not a real question, is it? That's a troll question, I'm thinking. He asked, "Do you think Manning got robbed of the Heisman?" No, he didn't get. No, he didn't get robbed of it because he never had it. He got robbed of getting it, I think. I know one damn thing. I know one thing if I don't know anything else. I know that Tennessee's offensive coaching staff weighs more than any other college coaching staff in America. Offensive. I'd bet money on that. Is Sleeta Lou's twin brother asking for a friend? Now, way to put that in there at the end, Pop. That gets you off the hook. I think we all know the answer to that question, Uncle Lou, but I'll go ahead and say it for you. Tennessee has 0 Heisman Trophy winners. Now, they lead in the should have won Heisman Trophy category. Oh, now Lou's being Uncle Lou. Yeah, Uncle, I'll play Uncle Lou. Yeah, really, 0, Uncle Lou. You didn't know Tennessee never had a Heisman Trophy winner? I know. It's shocking, isn't it? It is shocking, actually. But
it's kind of shocking, like how Georgia, of all the great teams players they've had, they've never won a national championship since 1980.
Yeah. Uncle Lou's trying to bait me into something here. I just don't know what. What's up, Billy Seaton? Not a single one. No, Uncle Lou. Can you believe that shit? That is the most wagon full of horse or bullshit, either one you want to choose, that could ever be. Now, the first person of the 3 Tennessee players that I can think of that got robbed, that was the worst, was Johnny Majors. But I wasn't alive. Yeah, I was alive. No, I wasn't alive. What am I talking about? I wasn't around for that. But if you're basing that argument, a lot of people say Paul Hornung was a way better player than Johnny Majors. And by the way, how do you get Hornung out of Hornung? That's just a separate question. But that team won 2 games that year. I don't even know how many Tennessee won that year. Vodka, do you? Flint, do you? Carter, do you?
1956. I think they had a good year.
It was more than 2, I guarantee you.
Right.
In fact, that's got to be, Hornung has got to be the Heisman Trophy winner with the least wins than any other Heisman Trophy winner.
It's kind of like you give Tennessee the 1938 national championship in 1940, but you don't give them the 1939 national championship. They went undefeated and didn't get a single point scored on them. You give it to TCU, who lost the game that year. What the heck's up with that?
Volunteer Roadshow, you're a truck driver, man. What the hell are you doing drinking and driving? He said Jarrett Garantano is going to win the Heisman this year. And by the way, folks, it is Garantano, not Guarantano. What's up?
Garantano, like
What's up,
guaranteed.
Richard? Yeah, like Catfish would say, I guarantee you. No, he says promise. But he guarantees you this time that he's going to win the Heisman. Is there a new award that I don't know of called the Heisman for a quarterback that gets knocked on their ass the most? Because if there is one, he's the returning two-time winner of that one.
The year Johnny Majors was up for the Heisman, Tennessee went 10-1.
Okay. Uncle Lou's saying we have 2 national championships, same as UGA. Well, I'm calling horseshit on that. If Alabama can claim 72, we can claim the 6 or 4 that we claim.
Absolutely.
General says we have 6. And if the general says it, then by God, it's true. Yeah, Uncle Lou, maybe UGA can claim 7, but they don't. They claim 2, right?
Right.
And I know a lot of people say that Tennessee has 2, 51 and 98. But I really don't give a shit what a lot of people say. And I mean that in the most sincerest way I could possibly mean it. What do you think, Carter? How many do we have? 4, 6, or 2?
I would rather go with 4.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand why some people say 6. So
is that using the Alabama criteria?
Oh yeah, Alabama's claimed some that are ridiculous. They've had one that they had a couple losses, not just one. Here's the thing: if you have 2 losses, I don't think you can claim it. Kind of like the 1967
wait a minute.
Tennessee team.
What about LSU a few years ago? Didn't they have 2?
Yeah, but they played for the national championship.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. They still had 2 losses. A lot of people think they shouldn't even have been playing. You know.
Well, everybody else had 2 losses, Keith.
I don't care.
Was a crazy year. Well, they played in the national championship game and won it.
Hey, look, I understand what you're saying, Mr. Carter. I do, and I technically I agree with you. My point is, if somebody says a team with 2 losses shouldn't be national champion, then you have to include LSU in that, even though they earned it, by that year's criteria. And I'm on board with you 100%, my man, on that one. We agree 100% on that. I'm just putting that out there. If everybody in the country's got 2 losses, then I guess you really don't have a choice. Okay, then nobody wins it. But damn it, don't try and take ours just because it was voted on by mom and pop's coffee shop.
Right. It's the real. I like the way. If you look on the NCAA's website, Alabama does not have 18, 17, how many national championships they got? I can't even keep up with it now. They've got less than that. I think they've got like 11 or 12.
This goddamn fake Uncle Lou shit's driving me nuts.
Which one is the fake one?
I have no clue. I mean, hopefully it's the one that got blocked, and I'm pretty sure Vodka Drinker knows which one's which. Take care, Catfish. Be safe. I'll talk to you later. I hear you, Squidtard. I hear you. I wish there was a way that you could do without that,
If you look at the NCAA, they only count the national championships that was either awarded by the Associated Press or the UPI. So, if that's the case,
okay.
Then
hang on one second, Carter. So the Uncle Lou that just 840, that's the real Uncle Lou, I'm assuming.
The one that says how many undefeated seasons does Florida have in its history?
Wait a minute. I hope I didn't just mod the wrong one.
General said yes.
Okay, so make a comment, Uncle Lou.
He just said this to me.
Okay, gotcha. Now, what was the question again? How many?
Wait a second, hold on. I don't know if this worked. Let's see. Go to channel. If you go to the channel, you'll know. And okay, this is. Wait, no, that's the real one.
Okay.
The real one that said how many. I gotta look at the other one.
Well, hey, he says he's the real one, so we have to believe that he's the real one.
The one that just said this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I don't know.
How many undefeated seasons does Florida have in history? I want to say 0. 0 or 1. Which one is it? Okay. So I was right.
Keith, I know which one to block. If you go up to the one that the comment that says message deleted by vodka drinker, that's the fake one.
Blocking him's not going to do any good, so I'm not going to block him. I've got the real one modded now, so he's blue, and the fake one is gray. So that's how we know. Unless these fucking, oops, there it is. There's the first one. Unless these frickin' trolls know how to make their name blue, we should be good. And by the way, this live stream, as are all BBD live streams, is brought to you by Everhart Transportation Incorporated. I forgot to mention that at the top, but that's okay. It's stated sort of right here on the stuff surrounding me and underneath me and scrolling me.
Uncle Lou, you're talking about Tennessee claiming the national championship in 1967. Well, how come Georgia claims the 1968 one, where they had 1 loss and 2 ties? So, I mean, come on now.
Good question. I think Carter and Uncle Lou should have a smack off. I mean, a literal standing in front of each other, smacking each other in the face until one says, "I give" off. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, okay, Uncle Lou, what are what are Georgia's 2 national championships? Obviously, we know which one the one is from the 80s. What's the other one?
Well, on the Wikipedia page, Uncle Lou, it says you claim there's 6. 1920, 1927, 1942, 1946, 1968, and 1980.
Well, that's a whole Alabama pile full. 1942. Okay. I know the way we can solve a lot of the national championship debates. I mean, that's going to put Alabama even more solidly ahead of us. How many national championships has your team had in your lifetime? Not talking about Uncle Lou, talking about any fan. That's what it really should come down to, in my opinion. Because those are the ones, that you can really only truly talk about. And you really can't even truly talk about all them, because if they won one when you were 1, how much did you know about that? So Alabama wins that one hands down.
True.
And what they've won in the last 5 years is going to beat most people.
Yeah.
But you missed a pretty good stream last night, Carter, and I apologize for not hearing.
I tried to call in.
Let me finish my damn apology for not picking up your phone call, because you called on my main line and I couldn't hear between Bama Marine and I think at the time you called Matt Downs talking. I didn't hear the call waiting thing. So unless you typed it in the chat box saying, "Hey, this is me trying to call in," I didn't see it, so my apologies.
Accepted.
And we did have, I don't know if you saw it or not, but we had a very brief, very small poll on podcast names. And the 3 were, generally speaking, Down the Field, and 2 Vols, 1 Mike, and generally speaking actually 1 Going Away. There was only 1 other vote for any other name, and that was somebody voted for My bad, 2 other votes. Somebody voted for 2 balls, 1 mic, and somebody voted for down the field. And I just wanted to throw that out there to you, in case you were wondering.
Great.
So, I missed something here because Hoss said better than your leg strength. I want to know what that's all about. That had to be funny. It had to be. I guess I just missed it.
Well, I'm trying to look back too. Somehow.
Yeah, Bama Marine mentioned Smoky Nuts again. Somebody actually mentioned that last night, Carter, without me saying anything about it. And you remember that was one of my hypothetical suggestions. And believe me, we had all kind of Smokey references, didn't we, Carter?
Yeah, we did.
Smokey's Anatomy was all over that list.
Yeah. No, Uncle Lou's asked Hoss, hey, Hoss, how much you up to now? Talking about weight, I imagine.
Wait, Hoss and Uncle Lou, they do or do not like each other?
They do not.
Okay, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one because it's not set on. Damn, it's already 8:45, man. I don't think an hour is going to be a problem at all for us.
No, not at all. What about Tate Martell? That's pretty been talked about a lot.
About him being a dickhead?
No, about him not being able to. He wasn't named the starter for Miami.
Shocker. So who got the nod?
I can't think of his name.
I mean, Tate Martell looked, at least in high school, like he was going to be a great quarterback, and he even had some plays at Ohio State where he looked great, but that was in mop-up duty against the scrubs. So the talent's there. I guess he just needs to find either the right team or the right attitude, and I'm wondering how much of that's got to do with his attitude. Because if you watched QB1, that kid was a straight jerk off.
Jaron Williams is the starter for Miami.
Okay.
Or been named starter.
What's up, Pigskin Pete? Why was Pigskin Pete hidden? Was that a fake account too?
Yeah, there is a fake one.
Okay.
Uncle Luke said Baby D fake Pigskin Pete account in here now.
Okay.
Bama Marine says all SEC bow down to Bama, especially that inside of a pumpkin orange Tennessee.
Okay, Bama Marine. That's the real Bama Marine. I know that.
Yeah, I guess so. It's either that or his cousin wife.
Yeah. Could be. Let me give that turd mods. I'll trust that he won't abuse them.
Who?
Marine. In case there ever is a fake account. He's got timed out a couple of times before, and a lot of people don't realize that he's one of my buddies.
I guess you made me a mod because I can put someone in timeout, right?
I guess. I don't even know what account you're using.
Nanu Lee says 1967 was the only year that didn't matter if the two-loss team was crowned champion back in the day. Look, 1967, Oklahoma was the freaking national champion, okay? They beat us, and I think they deserve it.
Weren't we? Right? Were we claiming 67 in any of our claims?
Yes, we do. We got like one voter, I guess, voted for us. It was like, I can't even remember what it was called, the Licking House or some crap.
Okay, make that 2 votes because I was born in 1967. So count another vote from me. So that's 2 votes. Pretty sure I'm not gonna say that. That would have been pretty wrong. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I came out with, giving the number 1 finger. You probably did, Bama Marine. See, he just tried to call Carter, and I didn't even see it or hear it or.
Who tried to call?
Bama Marine. We're cutting loose in 10 minutes anyway, Marine.
So, Uncle Texas Savage says Mississippi best team in the history of NFL. So, Ole Miss, you think is the best team in the history
of the NFL?
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Uncle Texas Savage. Name doesn't make a lot of sense, but
he's got a Mississippi State logo. But is he a two-teamer? Do you like Ole Miss too? That's unheard of.
Maybe he's another Slater. He just likes every team in the state of Mississippi.
Oh, Mississippi State is the best college football team in the history of the NFL.
Oh, well, now that makes better sense, don't it?
Yeah, the NFL, really. I didn't know Mississippi State played in the NFL.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a Dak Prescott reference in there somehow that we're just not figuring out. Because I can't think of another Mississippi State player in the NFL. I mean, I'm sure there are some. But
there's some.
Uncle Lou, do you know that answer? I like the devil lock you got started, Keith. The devil lock. I don't get it. The devil lock. Explain, Flint.
Dak Prescott is a god. Okay, not really, but
maybe in the Dak Prescott household.
Uncle Luke says Texas Savage is a low-level troll who likes to call into YouTube shows and scream the N-word and hang up. He's 9 and weighs 260 pounds.
Well, Uncle Lou, I will leave it as your duty to handle Uncle Texas Savage in whichever way you see fitting, because you seem to have a history with him. Mississippi State has never won a national championship in anything.
Yeah, they almost, I think they might still be, but they may have gone over the hump, but for the longest time, they were below 500 in wins. They'd lost more than they've won. And I don't know if it's probably changed by now, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, those Mississippi schools, they don't have a whole lot to be proud of, do they?
Not really.
Aside from Archie Manning.
Mississippi State's greatest claim to fame is they got a big jumbotron.
And it's a damn big one, too. That's a big one right there. That's what she said.
My cousin goes to Mississippi State. Where the men are men and the livestock are scared.
Fact check. Mississippi State has never won a national championship in any sport.
Oh, Mississippi State has lost more games than they have won all time. They have won 563 games and lost 578. That is horrible.
Starkville got great poker room casino. Bet Bear Bryant could answer that one way or the other. Because he loves to poker in the casino room. Didn't he, Bama Marine? I love Bear Bryant. He's the second best coach in the history of the SEC. Third, my bad.
Mississippi State ain't had a poker room since Buford Pusser was alive.
Buford
Which, oh, by the way, that's a bunch of bull crap, by the way. That Buford Pusser crap is so fabricated, it's not even funny.
What, the movie?
Everything, all the stories, it's all bull. All bull crap.
Were you there?
I wasn't there, but my grandfather was. It's pretty fabricated.
Wait a minute, time out. Bama Marine says Bear Bryant was better than General Neyland. At what? Because we're definitely not talking about football.
General Neyland was a freaking war hero.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
You get off of General Neyland's nuts, like you told me to do with Bear Bryant. I'm just curious. What was the record head-to-head? I'll wait. And I don't care if they were coaching Pee Wee football. Oh, now at poking, Bear Bryant was definitely the man. You even showed me the upper room that he used to do it. That was a fun time, though, I'm not going to lie. Me yelling at the Bama football players walking in, embarrassing Bama Marine, that was great fun. Then the game came around. Sorry, Carter, I had to defend Nealon there.
So who's better, Saban or Bryant?
That's the question, Mr. Marine.
I say Saban. I'm going to Saban.
I know one thing, it's a hell of a lot harder to win now than it was when Bear Bryant was here, I think.
Oh, I do too. I think players were a lot tougher back then, though. I mean,
Yeah.
You're talking about guys that didn't have face masks, taking helmets right to the freaking face. Ow.
I like the name, Barbecue Gravy.
I mean, even Bear Bryant, he had a broken leg when he played against Tennessee one time. It's impressive.
Bama Marine, there's no way in hell I could possibly admit something that's not true. Barbecue Gravy said, BBD, you and Carter going to any games this year? Well,
does a pig's feet poke?
Does a what?
Does a pig's feet poke?
Does a pig's feet
poke? Like poke out.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the answer.
I would imagine,
yes,
regardless of what the hell kind of question that was, the answer is yes.
On another note, the Braves are 70-50 and still have a 6.5 game lead over the East.
All right. Where are the Cardinals?
The Cardinals are in second place, 2 games out behind the Cubbies.
Oh, the damn Cubs.
Yep.
Bear shit.
But it doesn't matter because the Dodgers are kicking ass and taking names. They're going to beat everybody that comes their way.
I've been going full mode all night, Bama Marine, but I've only dropped one F-bomb that I can think of.
Yeah, that's all I can think of, too. I'm proud of you, Keith.
It is a fucking miracle. Let me get the count up. That last one doesn't count, General. So do you think, like everyone else, that South Carolina will go win this year? Like, no, I do not.
Every time BBD says, Bama Marine cracks and cracks open a 4-low.
Let's see. All right, so we got just a couple minutes left here. And I almost guarantee you that I had somewhere that I was going with that comment when I started it. But it left me. Gamecocks 78, the Vols will be at least 9-3. Maybe if you combine the next 2 seasons. They could win 9 games this year, Uncle Lou. Shut your pie hole.
After the bowl?
Yeah, why not? Well, no, wait a minute. Would that even make sense?
I don't think. If Tennessee wins 9 games, I think it'll be after the bowl game.
I would take that. 9 wins in any kind of combination would be great improvement, I think.
Woo, go Jackets, baby. 2-3-4-1 says the Yellow Jackets going 15-0. I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Jackets. I had a wonderful time in Atlanta 2 years ago playing the Rambling Wreck with Georgia Tech. That was a fun game.
Yeah, it was, even though we should have. I was going to say we should have smoked them, but maybe not.
Really, they should have smoked us.
It was a nightmare rushing defensive night, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
Jamal, the shirts, the Billy Ratliff shirts are $40. And shame on me for not mentioning them, and shame on the general for not mentioning them in the comments. So we both apologize. As we leave you tonight, we will bring up Carter. You got anything to say before I plug these shirts on the way out?
Just be on the lookout for the Generally Speaking podcast.
Where can they find that podcast?
On Volunteer Roadshow's website.
That's exactly right. And while you're over there on the volunteerroadshow.com website, take a look at these beautiful Billy Ratliff t-shirts featuring The Play from 1998, where Billy caused and recovered the fumble that enabled Tennessee to come back and beat Arkansas, inevitably allowing them to go on and win the 1998 national championship. These t-shirts are beautifully colored and printed on wonderful material, and Billy himself will autograph the back of this shirt, and it will have the Sam Strong, hashtag Sam Strong logo on it for the Sam Strong campaign, benefiting childhood leukemia. And I think Carter just passed a race car or something.
I passed my house.
Oh, okay. So yeah, go get your shirts, and if you heard about them here first, use the promo code BVD. If you didn't hear about them here first, just go get you one anyway. It doesn't matter what promo code you use, because the money is inevitably going to the right place anywho. So thanks everyone. Thanks my boy Carter. I'll see you in a couple of days.
Yep. Hey, Gate City, give me a call, man.
Yeah, let me slide you his number here in a second. And wait a minute. Who's giving whose number? Am I giving you Gate City's number, or am I giving Gate City your number?
I don't care.
Okay, I'll flip a coin when I get done, and then
my number's 555-0138.
Yeah, my number is 555-555-5555. Caller number 2 to get through to me at that number wins everything I own, even the dirty ashtrays. All right, guys, y'all have a great night. And of course, an even better tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by. And we will see you here on the next BBD TV live stream, no matter when that is. Probably
Go
next
Vols.
Sunday. Go Vols.
Screw y'all.
There you go. Have a good one.